Well, friends, we are taking up today Criticare Insurance. I think everybody is comfortable in English, so I'll go with English. Let's see the Criticare Insurance, what this product is, how this will function, how to understand the nitty-gritties of this product. So this is visible to all of you. Anybody can confirm? Okay. So as far as this product is concerned, this was the first product of health category with TD benefits. That means all the health insurance policies are subject to exemption of the income tax under the provisions of the Section 80D of Income Tax Act 1961. So let us understand first what is critical illness effect. Because when we come to know there is a critical illness to any of the members in the family, that family starts going into the depression because lot many things happen suddenly. How this reacts, because this is still the system in our society, because any life-threatening condition or a health-related condition of serious nature is called critical illness. Life-threatening condition maybe because the nature of illness is such a serious that this can even take the life. So critical illness patients may require prolonged mechanical ventilation, life support system, etc. Some of the life-threatening conditions or critical diseases are like heart attack, stroke, cancer, kidney failure, liver failure. These are the sicknesses or illnesses which needs longer time plus huge expenses, means huge cost for treatment. Reason being, treatments are there, advanced facilities are there, medical cure is there. Only question is affordability. Because affordability of this kind of disease is very difficult. You never know how long the treatment will continue, how much expenditure would be, how much operations and other tests the patient has to undergo. All these things are uncertain. So the life-threatening disease like heart stroke or cancer or kidney failure, these are the sicknesses or diseases or illnesses which can happen to any person at any point of time, and the treatment is unaffordable to a common man. So the only way out is to take the insurance cover, which is covering the critical illnesses. Any insurance policy which is covering the critical illnesses is the part of benefit-based insurance. So this policy, which is known as the Criticare Insurance, how this is going to impact us, means any buyer, whoever is taking this policy, has to understand how this is going to impact him. Because critical illness upon diagnosis will drain the family mentally, physically and also financially. Nowadays, almost in every 10 families, you will find in one family a person now is suffering from the critical illness of serious nature. Secondly, when any member of that family is suffering from critical illness, the family is bound to undergo mental, physical and financial stress. Because the critical illness is an illness of such a nature which will disturb the entire family. The expenses can be long-term, recurring, like physiotherapy, fees for several months, rehabilitation charges, full-time nursing care, structural changes around the house. All these things are common things which requires requires to be maintained during the illness of the person who is suffering from the critical illness. So the family would need to pay for the treatment of the family member, and this sudden illness will cause substantial reduction of regular income. And unfortunately, suppose the person who is the earning member of the family and he has suffered any critical illness, in that case the family is in double trauma. Why? Because the source of income has stopped, unlimited expenses have started. Unlimited in the sense, you never know how long the treatment will continue. You never know how much expense will be there. You never know how much operations and tests will be there. So there is no limit for that. So the family would need to pay for the treatment of the family member, and this sudden illness will cause substantial reduction of regular income. The regular income has also stopped. And it will have long-term impact on the family's income, and may result in job loss also. About the person who is the earning member, who is confined to bed for 6 months or 8 months or 1 year, the employer may dismiss or terminate him from the job also. So critical illness have higher survival rate, but they will have huge impact on finances. You can say the higher survival rate is because of the advancement in the medical science, availability of the medical facilities, availability of operations and cure or treatment of every kind of diseases in India is possible today. So the survival rate is high. But at the same time, expenses or charges are also high. Treatment cost is also high. So ultimately the entire family is going to be affected by the critical illness of one person in the family. Just have an idea. Because if we say verbally treatment cost is very high, nobody will believe. But the data shows that suppose a person is suffering from a cardiology, means heart related disease. He has to undergo the angioplasty. Angioplasty costs from 2 lakh to 4 lakh. Bypass surgery costs 2 lakh to 6 lakhs. Congenital heart disease or defects cost 2 lakh to 6 lakhs. Valve replacement, this is a common disease among the children nowadays. Valve replacement around 4 lakh to 6-7 lakh. Valve replacement 5 lakh to 7 lakh. And see, if there is any transplant of any body organ, maybe heart, liver, kidney, lungs, whatever it is, the cost will increase multiple times. The heart transplant cost 14 lakh to 26 lakhs. Liver transplant cost 25 lakh to 35 lakh. Kidney transplant cost 3 lakh to 14 lakh. The kidney transplantation cost may be lower, but the availability of kidneys itself is a question. But it's difficult, rather impossible. Lung transplant is again a problem, 14 lakh to 16 lakh. And unfortunately, if somebody is suffering from the cancer of any body part, chemotherapy is a regular feature, and that costs 63,000 to 2 lakh. Breast cancer 2 lakh to 4 lakh. Prostate cancer 3 lakh to 6 lakh. And if the disease relates to the brain, say for example deep brain stimulation, 1 lakh to 14 lakh is the treatment cost, 12 lakh to 14 lakh. Peripheral nerve surgery 2 lakh to 4 lakh. This is a rough estimate of the treatment cost of this kind of diseases in India. While in India, treatment cost is very low. People are coming for treatment from abroad because here the treatment cost is very low. And this is a lower cost. Still, this is beyond the affordability of a common man. if anything or any of these things happens, the person, if he is having the insurance policy, it's okay. The treatment can continue. Otherwise, the possibility of loss of life is there. Possibility of loss of life is there. Now, what is critical illness insurance? A policy which is covering critical illnesses is critical insurance policy. This policy is benefit-based policy. Benefit-based policy means whatever limit of sum insured is selected by the insured, that limit is paid on the diagnosis of any of the critical illnesses which is covered under the policy during the policy period. So if the insured is diagnosed with any of the critical illnesses which is covered under the policy, this policy will pay the entire sum insured. And this will pay lump sum money if you are diagnosed with any of the named critical illnesses. So that lump sum money is not reimbursed, it is paid. Reimbursement means you are seeking the bills, you are getting the reports, and on that basis you are deducting the amount which are out of the coverage and deducting the amount which is non-medical, and then the remaining amount is paid. That is done in the indemnity-based policies. This policy is different to that. This is benefit-based policy. Here, nothing is to be deducted. Whatever is the sum insured, that the entire amount will be paid if the person is diagnosed with any of the named critical illnesses during the policy period. This is a simple coverage. But now, what are the key features of this policy? Let us understand. Because it's a benefit-based policy, that means this is covering 22 critical illnesses under this plan. We have launched only one plan, that is advanced plan, and this plan is covering 22 critical illnesses. 22 is a good number because major critical illnesses are covered under this policy. Secondly, lump sum one-time benefit will be paid under this policy. Lump sum, one time. The lump sum benefit that the beneficiary gets will be opted, the opted sum insured. Will be the opted sum insured. Means if this policy is taken for 2 lakh, then the entire 2 lakh will be paid. If the policy is taken for 5 lakh, 5 lakh will be paid. If the policy is taken for 10 lakh, 10 lakh will be paid without any deduction. So only one lump sum payment shall be provided during the insured's lifetime, regardless of the number of critical illnesses suffered by him or her. Insured has taken a policy. Maybe it may happen in one policy period the person has suffered 2 critical illnesses. What will happen? Say suppose one is heart related, one is lungs related. 2 critical illnesses suffered during the policy period, diagnosed with both the diseases. What will happen? Policy will pay only one lump sum payment for one disease, and that would be the entire sum insured. So nothing is left for the other disease. The entire sum insured has been paid, policy is finished, terminated. So one lump sum payment shall be provided during the insured's lifetime, regardless of the number of critical illness suffered by him or her. Now the question is, the insured's lifetime. Policy is for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. But in lifetime, if the amount is paid for one sickness, one critical illness, which is covered under the policy, this policy will not be given to that insured now. Terminated. So policy will be terminated after the lump sum payment and will not be renewed further to that person. Another member of the family can take it. So the key features of the policy says it is an insurance which pays a lump sum of money to the beneficiary if he or she is diagnosed with one of the named critical illnesses as per the plan of take. Whatever plan has been opted, as per that plan, the sum insured is the maximum limit. And out of 22 critical illnesses, if the insured is diagnosed during the policy period by any of the one critical illnesses, maybe more than one, or at least one. So if he or she is diagnosed with any one critical illnesses, this policy will pay lump sum money, and that amount would be the sum insured, opted by the insured himself. No sublimit, no capping, no condition such as non-medical expenses on claim payout. Non-medical expenses means sometimes doctors are asking for a lot many things which are not part of the treatment, but which they are necessary for the patient. Bandage, injection, syringe, or supporting things. So if the policy is indemnity based, they will be deducted. But this policy is benefit based. Nothing will be deducted. No sublimit, no capping, no condition, no non-medical expenses deduction. This is very good feature, because the benefit amount is payable upon the diagnosis of the disease meeting with a specific criteria, but the benefit amount will be the total sum insured. See, there are certain policies which are indemnity based policies, like Ayushman Bharat, Chiranjeevi, Mediclaim, Arogya Sanjeevani, or super top up of any of these policies. So that policy is also running together. If that policy is also running together and the insured is having our benefit-based policy, that is Criticare Insurance, there will be no impact on that second policy. Insured has got a right to claim under both the policies. The method of settlement of claim would be different in both the policies, but the insured has got a legal right to claim under both the policies, because he is insured, he is covered under both the policies. And the method of payment is different, that is all. So, there is no impact on any other policy, maybe which is indemnity based. Benefit based policies can be taken one or two, there is no limit. Now the question is, no pre-policy checkup required up to 45 years. No pre-policy checkup required up to 45 years. Over 45 years it is required. Over 45 years it is required. Premium paid other than the cash is exempted under Section 80D of Income Tax Act 1961. Because the premium paid for health insurance policies is exempted as per the provision of Income Tax Act. So there is a provision for all health insurance companies applicable in India, maybe of any general insurance company. Affordable and competitive premium rates. Claim amount can be utilized for any purpose. This is another good feature. If the insured is diagnosed with any of the 22 critical illnesses during the policy period, he is complying with the required conditions. Thereafter, when the insurance company has settled the claim, this is the right of the insured. Now he can use that amount for any purposes. Maybe treatment in country or outside the country, convalescence, recovery, or towards any liability. If he has taken any loan and he is repaying that loan from the amount which he has received from the insurance company under this policy, he can do it. Because after payment of the claim, insurance company has no right over that money. Insurance company has no right over that money. That is the money of the insured then. This is the choice of the insured. Whatever you want, you can do. So there is hassle-free in-house claim process also. When the claim is lodged, insurance company will immediately settle the claim. How? So first of all, there are two policy conditions of this policy, and both the conditions are important. These are the clauses, two important clauses. First is initial waiting period. Initial waiting period means from the date of inception of the policy till completion of 90 days, insurance company will pay no claim. If I am taking the policy today, that is 24th September, so 24 October, 24 November, 24 December, exactly 90 days, no claim shall be paid by the insurance company. This is the waiting period. But this is applicable on first policy only. If it is a renewal, there is no waiting period. If the policy is renewed for first year, second year, third year, fourth year, 10th year, no waiting period. So waiting period is applicable only on the first policy. And that is fixed for 90 days, not in months, 3 months, 4 months, not that. 90 days. Second condition is survival period. From the date of diagnosis, not from the date of issuance of policy, from the date of diagnosis, it may be after 5 months, 6 months, 1 month, 2 months. From the date of diagnosis, the insured should survive for 30 days. Insured has to survive for 30 days. So if it is in first or second month, claim will be rejected due to first condition, that is 90 days from the date of inception. No claim will be entertained because that is initial waiting period. But even after 3 months, in 4th month or 8th month or 9th month, person is diagnosed with any of the 22 critical illnesses and he survived for 30 days and continued because the treatment started. So since he has complied with both the conditions, he is entitled for the claim. Insurance company will pay the claim under these two compliances. So both the conditions are necessary. I give another example. Mr. X took a Criticare policy on 1st January 2024. Policy is expiring on 31st December 2024. Fresh policy is there. Now, on 15th January, he went to a doctor. He was feeling uncomfortable, he recovered. He went for checkup. Only after 14 days. 1st January he took the policy, 15th January he went to doctor. When doctor checked him up, he found that the person is suffering from cancer of a specified severity. Report came, 3rd day, 4th day, after 10 days, 15 days, he found that this person is suffering from cancer. He said, I have an insurance policy. Doctor said, okay, go with your insurance policy. So he filed the claim on insurance company. Insurance company rejected the claim by writing just one line. The claim is repudiated since insured was diagnosed on 15th day of the risk commencement date, which is within 90 days. So 90 days period is not over. So this first condition is not complied with. Claim is rejected. Another situation. Example of waiting period and survival period. Mr. X took the policy on 1st January, which is expiring on 31st December 2024. Fresh policy it is. So he took the policy on 1st January and he went to doctor for checkup on 15th April. Means after 105 days. Doctor diagnosed him and found that open chest CABG is there. He recommended CABG, means bypass surgery. So bypass surgery is a critical illness which is covered under the policy. So I filed the claim on the insurance company said yes, first condition is complied with because 90 days waiting period is over, 105th day it is. Now the only condition is the insured has to survive for 30 days from the date of diagnosis, that is 15th April 2024. That means from 15th April 2024 to 15th May 2024, he will complete 30 days and thereafter he can file the claim on insurance company and insurance company will pay the total sum insured lump sum in one stroke only. So these are the two important conditions which both of the conditions have to be complied with by the insured to take a claim under this policy. And these are almost common in all the health insurance policies of other insurance companies also. Normally companies are keeping waiting period as well as the survival period. The number of days may differ. Some are having lower days, some are having higher days. It depends upon the product of the company because these products are not tariff product. They are company specific products. Every company can design the product the way they want and they can get it approved from the IRDA. If we want to reduce our waiting period for 60 days, we can reduce. But for that we have to get the approval from IRDA because product is approved by them. Now we cannot change. So this second condition, 30 days survival period from the date of diagnosis. First condition, 90-day period from the date of inception of the policy. Now what are those 22 critical diseases which are covered in our plan? Let's see. For namesake only you must see. Because suppose some of your customer is coming back to you after taking the policy that I am suffering benign brain tumor. You have to check whether this disease is covered or not in our 22 critical illnesses. If it is covered, then only you will advise him, okay, go for treatment, whoever company will pay it. But the only question is you have to comply with two conditions. So let us see all what 22 critical illnesses, what these are, which are covered in our plan. So these 22 critical illnesses are myocardial infarction, open chest CABG, open heart replacement or repair of heart valves, angioplasty, primary idiopathic pulmonary high tension, hypertension, kidney failure requiring regular dialysis, major organ transplant, end-stage liver failure, loss of limbs, blindness, deafness, end-stage lung failure, third-degree burn, cancer of specified severity, bone marrow transplant, stroke resulting in permanent symptoms, permanent paralysis of limbs, multiple sclerosis with persisting symptoms, major head trauma, benign brain tumor, loss of speech, major neutron disease with permanent symptoms, and coma of specified severity. These are the 22 critical illnesses which are covered in our plan. If the insured is suffering from any one of them or more than one of them, insurance company will pay the entire sum insured lump sum without any deduction provided the insured is complying with two conditions, and both compliance with both the conditions is must. Now what are the main exclusions? No health insurance company of any general insurance company will cover the pre-existing diseases. Pre-existing diseases means insured is suffering from the disease today, maybe cancer or heart disease, and taking the policy from you today, so that his treatment cost is paid by the insurance company. Even if you have given the policy, insurance company will not pay the claim because the disease is pre-existing. This will be confirmed by the medical reports. So all pre-existing diseases or conditions or injury which are existing when this insurance cover incepts, means starts for the first time, and the same will be covered after lapse of 48 months. Lapse of 48 months means after 4 years. So the pre-existing diseases are covered only after 4 years. Then intentional self-inflicted injury or sexually transmitted conditions or mental or nervous disorder or anxiety, stress or depression or acquired immune deficiency syndrome means AIDS. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome or HIV, human immune deficiency or immune virus infection or suicide, any loss resulting directly or indirectly contributed or aggravated or prolonged by childbirth or pregnancy. This policy does not cover pregnancy. Pregnancy is not a critical illness. It's a normal feature. This is not even sickness. This is a medical emergency only. Any critical illness based on a diagnostic made by the insured or is your immediate family member or anyone who is living in the same household or by a herbalist, acupuncturist or other non-traditional health care provider. This is also excluded. Otherwise, the normal things that pre-existing disease is not covered, pregnancy is not covered, and the disease like AIDS or HIV are not covered. Otherwise, 22 critical illnesses are covered. Now, if there is any claim, it means the insured is diagnosed with any of the critical illnesses, he is filing the claim, he has undergone the treatment. What he has to do? Claim procedure is very simple. He had to intimate within 48 hours. Only intimation. Documents will be required thereafter. Intimation for registration of claim. Or if at all there is any cashless facility, after information, insurance company will come into the action. Intimation to insurer within 48 hours of the case of diagnosis or admission, or intimation can be done via website, mobile app, email or toll-free number. Then duly filled up claim form with KYC documents. That also can be submitted later on after treatment. But two important documents are there only. The claim will be settled on the basis of two important documents, and these are: first, positive investigation report confirming the diagnosis. In medical terminology, this word positive has the different meaning. If the person has undergone any test for any particular disease and that disease is found in his or her body, that will be called positive report. You must have seen during the corona period, when you were going for tests and doctor mentioned on the report positive, that means you are suffering from corona. So positive investigation report confirming the diagnosis. This is one document which is required by the insurance company to settle the claim. This will confirm that yes, you have been diagnosed with the critical illnesses with critical illness which is covered in our policy. This is full proof for that. And second thing, treating doctor's certificate confirming the diagnosis, etiology and duration of illness. What will be the diagnosis? Means what is the disease? What will be the treatment methodology? And what will be the duration of illness? These two documents are sufficient along with the claim form. We don't need the bills for reimbursement, no. We are not going to deduct anything. We have to pay only the sum insured. Original discharge summary or even copy attested by hospital is sufficient for us. Why? Because suppose I am having a one medical claim policy and one Criticare policy. In case of any critical illness, I have the right to claim under both the policies. If that company says we want the original documents, original discharge summary, okay, I'll submit there. For this claim, duly attested copy by the hospital is sufficient. Because bills or prescriptions or all these things are not required. This prescription, that is the confirmation that yes, you have been diagnosed with the disease, this is sufficient. So these two documents are important only to settle the claim. Now this product is for sale. Guidelines are given to the branches. This policy can be given to a person between the age of 5 to 45 years. A person of 10 years can be covered. Person of 55 years cannot be covered. Maximum age limit is 45 years only. Thereafter, the renewal can continue for any longer time. Maybe the person is more than 50. But initially, for any person who is 46 years of age, this policy cannot be given. So 5 to 45 years is the age, and till 45 years, no medical document is required. Medical checkup report is not required. But for insuring a minor person, that is less than 18 years, proposal of 18 plus years is mandatory. If I want to cover my child who is say of 12 years, possibly we should in my name. The risk of that child can be covered. Because the insurance contract cannot be between the minor and the insurance company. For that purpose, the person has to be major. So the policy will be taken by the major person, that is 18 plus. But the risk of child can be covered. Some insured slabs are given up to 5 lakh rupees, but policy can be given up to 10 lakh rupees. Policy is renewable till the age of 70. If a person has taken the policy at the age of 44 years, is continuing it for 20 years or 25 years, he can. Because this policy began at the age of 44 years. In case of any adverse medical history, irrespective of point number 1 and 2, proposals will be referred to support office. 22 critical illnesses are covered. This is advanced plan, name is Criticare Insurance. Up to 45 years you can give it. You will not give it to a person, child of 4 years. Only the major person will take the policy. Sum insured could be up to 10 lakh rupees. Policy can continue till 70 years. Another good feature is in insurance companies, for health insurance purposes, companies are taking the guidance of some experts. We also have the Tele MER company, which is scrutinizing all the proposals, and if required, they are asking for the related documents or history of the proposal. So if the proposer or any family member is found having a medical condition, the medical underwriting team will take decision on acceptance or rejection of the proposal. Customer may be asked for any past available medical report in cases of past surgeries or any hospitalization or OPD treatment upon the completion of tele-MBR. Now, pre-policy checkup may be required depending on the medical history, age, and sum insured at the company specified center at your own cost. What when? I am not audible. Huh? You can't hear me? Rishi, can you hear me or not? Rishi, can you hear me? My voice is audible or not? Deepak? Deepak? Huh? You want me to join again? Voice issue is there. How it can be? Now can you hear me? No? Oh my God. Now? It's okay now? Okay. Okay. So the pre-policy checkup may be required depending on the medical history, age and sum insured at the company specified center. But till the age of 45 years, no pre-checkup is required. This is required only in those proposals where the medical history is there of previous operation, surgery, OPD case, hospitalization case only. If that is the case, then the checkup may be required depending on the medical history, age and sum insured at the company specified center at your own cost. So let us see how the premium of the policy will be taken. All health insurance policies, the premium of all health insurance policies is charged on the basis of the age or age band, you can say. This is not the system in personal accident policies. In personal accident policies, risk groups are there: low risk, medium risk, high risk. But in health insurance policies, the premium is charged on the basis of the age band. So we have got 5 to 17, that is minor group, and then 18 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40, and maximum 41 to 45. Over 45, we will not get this policy. Now, sum insured could be 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, and even 10 lakh. So, if a person of say 41 years or 42 years is taking the policy for 1 lakh rupees only, the premium would be 1,597 plus GST at the rate of 18%. If a person of 30 years is taking the policy for 5 lakh rupees, the premium would be 2,585 plus GST. If it is for 10 lakh rupees, this will be doubled. So premium calculation is simple. Nothing to add except the GST. Policy can be given up to 10 lakh rupees. No restriction. But the policy can be terminated under 3 different circumstances. If the insured person has died due to natural death or by any other reason, maybe by accident but not by critical illness. So if the person has died, the policy is terminated. Or if he suffered any critical illnesses and payment of claim is made, then also the policy will be terminated. Or in third case, if the policy date has expired. So out of these three things, whichever is earlier, the policy will be terminated. Now for your convenience, the company has arranged mail IDs and phone numbers of those respective persons who are directly dealing with the different segments, like underwriting related any queries there. You can directly call to Dr. Padmanabh, or you can directly send a mail to Dr. Padmanabh. QMS and policy issuance, Mr. Ashwin Arora. Product training and IT issues, Mr. Vivek Kakkar. IT training and IT issues, Mr. Virender. Tally MER, medical evaluation report, Dr. Ankita is there. She will check up the proposal. If any previous report is required, she can ask. Or if there is any issue on acceptance of proposal, you can directly speak to her. So this is for your convenience, because these persons are nominated to extend the direct support from the support office to you, to your buyers. Now the question is, why this critical illness or Criticare policy is required from our company? What we are providing? How you can impress your customer? What is our USP? You can explain. This policy will give you the lump sum amount on diagnosis, if at all there is any critical illness out of 22 during the policy period. Nothing will be directed, no direction on account of compulsory access or salvage or under insurance, nothing like that. Secondly, no need for hospitalization bills. Whatever amount you have incurred on treatment cost and whatever bills are there with you, keep them with you. If you have got any other indemnity-based policy, you use those bills with them. We don't need bills. We are not reimbursing you. We are paying your benefit limit. It gives financial support in times of need if you are affected by critical illness. When you really need the money for treatment of critical illness, that time you never know how much money is required. That time you never know how much time it will take. That time you never know how much operations will be there, how much test will be there. At that critical moment of time, the company will provide you the financial support by payment of the total sum insured limit. So it protects financially from major critical illnesses. See, in normal case of sicknesses or diseases, that much money is not required, because treatment continues for 4 days, 5 days, 10 days, 15 days maximum. But here in such critical illnesses, you never know how much time it will take, what would be the etiology, what would be the duration of time. So financial support is required. And that is the most unfortunate part of the person who is the earning member of the family. Suppose he has suffered the critical illness, then this is a double trauma, double trouble it is. Neither there is any source of income, nor there is any financial arrangement to go for the treatment. So this financial support plays a major role, because financial depression, mental depression or physical depression is all because of the financial troubles. So additional support to existing health insurance plans which only covers hospitalization. This is an additional support. So this is normally suggested that if we are already having a medical claim policy or any indemnity based policy, still you should take at least one benefit based policy. That may be a hospital daily case, or that may be Criticare Insurance, or that may be a combined of both. Because the benefit paid policy will give you the total sum insured which you have selected for which you are paying the premium. There is no deduction at all. So, and that is without submission of bill, and that money is to be incurred on what that you will decide, not the insurance company. You can use it for your repayment of loan, you can use it for your buying the car or house, you can use it for your treatment, choice is yours. Once the claim is settled by the insurance company, company will not ask you on what head or what account you are incurring this amount. Because company don't need the bills. This helps in taking care of expensive treatments related to critical illness. You have seen the treatment of all the critical illnesses is very costly. But it is available. Most advanced facilities are there. Survival rate is there. Treatment can be availed. Only issue is affordability. For affordability, you need the financial support. This policy is providing you the financial support at an affordable premium, along with the tax benefits available under Section 80D of the Income Tax Act. So this is the most convenient part where you can sell this policy to your customers, because everybody, including you and me, everybody needs a Criticare insurance policy. Nobody can guarantee that he will not suffer, he or she will not suffer from any of the critical illnesses at any point of time to any body part. There could be a problem. Even the replacement of that part is required, treatment of that part is required. It all depends upon the diagnosis of the sickness. So this policy is providing you good coverage of 22 critical illnesses, and those 22 critical illnesses are again the same problem is there.